hello. Thank you for coming to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. It feels good to know that there's someone watching. Now I will talk to you about the week coming, the 12th to the 20th, around the 20th. We've got Jupiter in Pisces, literally just coming into Pisces. Beautiful energy I really want to talk to you about. I'll leave that to the end. We've got Taurus season coming to an end, and Gemini season already feeling like it's starting, but it hasn't really started. So, and we've got Pluto in there a little bit, just a little bit. I will add in them. But before I go on, I just want to mention, in the description below, I have a link for a GoFundMe page. If you feel called to it, then donations are awesome. The donations are actually towards a future educational program for myself. And in exchange, because I love exchanging, if you want, you don't have to, you can message me on there and I can give you an exchange in astrological interpretation based on your donation. So thank you so much. Now, jumping in, now it's a very weird energy because I am mixed between Taurus and Gemini, which are very different. So 1 minute I want to be really slow and be like, slow down, like, come on, breathe. And Gemini is like, there's just not enough words to get out. My body, my own moon is in Taurus, and it's like, oh my god, I'm struggling here. I need to keep breath. So I'll do my best to juggle these two energies together, which is kind of the theme of what I want to speak to you about. Now we have the sun in Taurus still. We've got like just over a week left until we enter Gemini. Now the planets that have gone into Gemini season, man, I'm proper into Gemini right now, is Venus, and we've got Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, plus we've got the North Node in Gemini. Stop, breath. Okay, so I want to briefly describe to you a little bit about the North Node, because this has got, or this does come into play in the week to come, and actually a little bit longer. But if I feel called to it, I will mention that again in the next videos. So the North Node, what it kind of represents, briefly put, for the collective, all of us, what do we need to experience to kind of synchronize ourselves and kind of move forward in a cyclic direction, so like seasonal direction. And what I mean by that is the South Node normally represents what do we as a collective need to let go of that does not serve us anymore and is actually holding us back, and what do we need to move forward towards. So we have Gemini themes. The Gemini themes North Node are, for example, because there are many themes from Gemini. Gemini represents many things like all signs, but the ones that stand out the most to me are learning and being a student. A lot of my friends, they are studying right now. Everyone is studying. Everyone is on some kind of university course, that course. We are always learning, but it just feels like I'm going to do a 2-year master's degree starting from last year when we went into Gemini, North Node. Kind of like that. Another thing could very much be about connections. How we exchange. Does that exchange many different things, but how we are exchanging within connections. Some of us are having to step into a role where we are having to be in front of people more, in work, in business, so that we can hopefully grow ourselves and also a business, for example, with by communicating, by networking. So these are the general examples of Gemini. Now, why does this play a role? So we are also, obviously, we've been experiencing this energy for a long time. The North Node is in the sign, each sign, for 18 months. It's quite a long time, around 18 months. So we have been experiencing this for a while. With these Gemini planets coming, these planets in Gemini coming in, what it's kind of telling me is that it's kind of re-emphasizing where you're at, what kind of North Node work we've been doing, how's your studies coming along, how's your networking coming along. This is kind of my point. Now we have Venus coming in, and we have Mercury, sorry. Okay, with Venus, it's very much about connections here. We have beautiful kind of reflection, connection kind of energy at play. Venus loves to create this kind of fair and equal connections of give and take as well. So a lot of themes coming through in regards to our connections, and yes, I'll mention Mercury as well before I just move on from this point. Remember that point: Venus, connections. Gemini, also connection. Mercury is spending a lot of time in his own sign of Gemini. It's about communication. It's about like being able to communicate from our surroundings, from ourselves, exchanging information. A lot of information being brought here, a lot of information, because it's spending so much time in its own sign. So it's like magnifying an energy that's already about communication, but you're putting it into its own sign. You're like, see my point? So we're getting all of this information that we can exchange vocally, not only, but we can also write. That's also a Gemini theme. And relationships. Now, this is where my point will go, and then I'll finish it, I promise, because I'll end up spending too much time talking like a proper Gemini. Oh my god, it's tiring work. My Taurus, the Taurus season. Let's go into Taurus season. Taurus is very different. Taurus is about wanting to feel independent. I don't want to depend on anyone else. Yes, you've got something I need, but I'm gonna do a Taurus thing right now and go and find a way to do it myself. I will mine for it myself, and it might take me 3 years to do it, rather than 3 minutes talking to you and asking. Maybe there's a way of, no, I want to do it myself. So that means I don't have to ask you. I am independent, and then I'll feel great. Okay, the point here with Taurus is he wants to feel good. He wants to feel stable. He wants to feel good about themselves. And here we have a kind of question for the weeks to come in this kind of end of Taurus, start of Gemini. And can I just say, it's already feeling like Gemini season. We are being put in situations where we are socializing, or can be socializing a lot, even more than usual, for example. And with these kind of themes and all of this information about connections, relationships, friendships, studying, blah, 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 what ones feel good, which ones bring us into the future, which ones bring resources, can I say? It kind of makes this thing comes through to me like, how are you helping me? Are you gonna give me some, no, it sounds a bit like this. Are you gonna give me something that I need for my future? Or if not, do I really need you in my life? It's a little bit like that. That sounds really like blunt and a bit too Taurusy. But in in a nutshell, we're talking here about, is there connections that don't serve us that we need to let go? We don't have to have all the connections in the world. We just don't. This is kind of the theme about asking us to really bring the quality and the ones that make us feel good, the ones that we have a good kind of like understanding between it's kind of like that. Again, something that's bringing us forward. We're learning a lot, we're understanding a lot, we're understanding what we don't want, we're understanding what we do want. So, another breath. Taurus is back. Taurus is back. Okay, I'm going to stay in the Taurus theme, the Taurus energy, because we have one day this week where Pluto trines the Sun exactly. Pluto is in Capricorn, 26 degrees. The Sun in Taurus, 26 degrees. 2 earth signs. The connection, the aspect is a positive aspect, but Pluto is Pluto. Pluto is death. Pluto is transformation. Pluto is change. It's whether we want it or not kind of change. Transformation and healing, yes, as well, from Pluto, because through transformation we embody this kind of healing energy, because we are being healed, believe it or not. Even if it feels shit, we are being healed. Okay, so I spoke about habits. I spoke about kind of ending habits in my last week's Taurus themes here. I kind of feel like this play between the Sun being life and Pluto being death, kind of like this alchemy birthing something new. Now, that could mean having to let go of something, that could be a real struggle, but ultimately birthing something that is healing. So something to consider about, or something to bring awareness towards, possible real shift, transformational shift into our beings. Not for all of us, for some of us. Okay, we are moving into the more favorite, I won't say more favorite, but I like Pisces. I do, and I like Jupiter. So we got Jupiter, and we have Jupiter in Pisces, just entering Pisces. Did I write down the date? I think it was the 13th. Yes, and UK time, the 13th, basically the 14th for anyway, doesn't matter. 13th, 14th, Jupiter in Pisces. Okay, so Jupiter is actually exalted in Pisces, which means that it is loving life in Pisces. Genuinely like loving life. Like, keep me here for as long as you want, guys, because I love it, kind of thing. Now, it's great for us because we get to experience this expansive energy. Jupiter expands everything it touches. So it's like, yeah, it's like pressing the ×10 button on any kind of energy. So we're getting expansion of what could be spiritual, very spiritual, mystical, dreamlike, collective consciousness energy from Pisces. Now, translated into Earth language, how we can materialize something that can be so fluid and ungraspable. You can't hold it, but being able to kind of channel this into a way that means that we can create in a 3D world, this world. This is what I feel to be a great opportunity and available connection and energy to us as individuals and as a collective, but yes, as a collective for sure. But I will talk about our own individual work more. I will just talk about the individual work. There is a collective work, but we must start from ourselves, and then in turn we are working for the collective. That's my philosophy. Okay, so I've already mentioned that we have this very beautiful creative energy that is coming into play here, that is helping us, it's supporting us. Like I said, Jupiter is super happy there. He's gonna be there for a long time. And yeah, we and I have the opportunity to bring my dreams into life, into something I can experience, into something I can create. Okay, so now this energy is quite how do I put it? It's like I said at the start, it's hard to grasp. You can't, it feels really hard to hold. Imagine this, imagine you are in the sea. You are literally in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, the middle. Someone just put you there. There's this feeling of absolute calm and beauty that all around you, there's nothing but the horizon and the sea. But you can't see any land. You can't, your feet don't touch anything. You look under, you can't see anything. The water's too deep. And they can feel this sense of panicking, and it's like, where am I? This is massive. It's huge. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, what is going on? And this is where this kind of like Piscean energy can really bring us to escape a little bit, because it's so vast, it's so hard to grasp, it's so hard to even understand because it's so big, and it's a little bit messy. It's a little bit messy, you know. The sea's full of plastic. We're all adding plastic. The plastic represents our own kind of shit as a collective, because the sea represents us as a collective consciousness, and there's shit there, and we're like, fucking hell, what's all this? What is going on? So we have to kind of deal with all of that, and at one point we might even want to escape, but we're in the middle of the sea. How can we escape? So something that does come through here, and is kind of like something I want to share with you guys. When we are in this kind of space, there's a lot of energy that's very vast, again, mystical, dreamlike, spiritual. When we are in that feeling, remembering to trust, remembering that we are being held by the water. We are held. We are not just floating endlessly, like, we are literally, that water is holding us. If we remember, it's like remembering that we are connected to that water as much as that water is connected to us. So the word trust comes through a lot here. Trust. Now, I picked up a tarot for this week, and it's moving from this point. Now, I promise you, this came out randomly. It was the Queen of Cups. It's very feminine, again, very feminine, healing energy. Receiving what you deserve in this life. You deserve to receive. So, allowing us by surrendering into this energy. Now, I'm going to just quickly talk about what I see in this card. I really hope you can see it. The Queen of Cups. She is holding a cup of desire. Cup represents what we desire. In material, as you can see, she's holding it. It's a material that she can hold in her hands, both her hands. Her island, I can kind of see it as an island, is floating in the water. It's kind of like being created from that water. And we even have those like angelic beings above her, kind of like looking down on her, like in awe in a way. They're like very relaxed and like kind of enjoying looking at her. And you even have one at the back of her chair that's kind of like, to me, cheering her on a little bit. It's like, well done. Now, to me, that's kind of like representing, or it's kind of like showing us a way that within this collective consciousness, within the sea, we can build, create. Create is a very powerful word here. We can create our own islands. We can bring in to the material what we dream, what we wonder about, what we want to create. Is possible with this energy. So I feel like it's super beautiful and brings abundance, brings riches. And I have this vision, and I'm a visionary, so I will mention it. The vision is like us having these islands, and with this Gemini energy coming through, allowing the opportunity to create connections between the islands, which in turn is reconnecting everything into the direction in which evolution and life kind of wants us to go. I really hope this video helps. I hope you come for the next one next week, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.